What's up everyone, it's Joey, Bliss Response, and today we're checking out the Flame Instruments Fire and Takt drum synthesizer and sequencer. Let's get right into it. Alright, so Flame, Fire, and Takt, what are they? The Fire is an 8-voice drum sequencer with many algorithms, like standard drum algorithms, as well as FM and Wavetable and other interesting things. And the Takt is a rhythm sequencer that works very similar to the Pulsar 23 sequencer in that it's a looper. Thankfully, this one has no sync issues. It works with MIDI, it works with clock and reset, it works well. You have interesting features for pattern variation. You have a fill pattern, you can do probability and velocity as a modulator. There's also an expander module, which I don't have hooked up, but that gives you individual gate inputs per each track, as well as more audio outputs if you want to do your mixing externally. And there's just a lot going on. You also have some LFOs built in for modulation that you can patch to other things. Very handy, very useful. Let's hear it. So that's a kick I've made already from a preset kit I like. And I'm just gonna edit the algorithms. So I select them and I pick what I want. And here's the kick drum. And there's a lot of variation. Then also each drum has an A drum and a B drum. You can see by these two buttons here, and you can morph between them smoothly. You can do that per drum or for the whole kit, which can create really cool variation. And you have multiple pages for editing. You can also layer in samples for different transients and filtering. So it's really very similar to the XLR in design. But what's interesting with this one is they've added more algorithms in the time that I've had it. So Wavetable was just added, and I'm assuming there will be more. It would be cool if there was proper sampling added, but I think it's really giving the LXR a run for its money because of that alone. Let's select another drum. That's on the snare drum algorithm, but I'm going to take it to Wavetable just so we can hear that Wavetable. You can hear standard Wavetable. Wavetable tuning, you got 6 tables. And it has a built-in LFO. So that's a nice bonus. I love Wavetable drums. And different LFO waveforms. Creates interesting drums right away. Pretty standard. And you'll notice, so now we'll go to drum 3, and we'll just keep building this pattern up. I got a cowbell here. I can use this fire button to trigger them, as you see. But I don't want a cowbell. We'll try Universal. Universal is kind of an all-purpose drum. You can make a lot of different things that has noise and other things built in. So we'll just tweak it out. Like that. So we'll put in some shots of that at 8 notes. B drum for that too. Now we switch between them. And then you do it like this. You get interesting in between drums. And yeah, you have a fully featured mixer there with panning and everything, and these volume and pan pages, and then your morph pitch. And you know, I don't like what I did there, so I'll clear out that recording. Now we're good there. Now I want some hi-hats. Go to drum 4. Oh, but I like that tom. We'll see 5 now. And I'm gonna use the rim shot. Drum 6, we'll get some hi-hats going. We'll go to 16th notes for that. Yes. Now we'll go to master pitch. Total morph. You get all these weird in between drums, and then each scene has 5 patterns. So you can just instantly move between them. And then if you introduce the variation, so you click this variation thing, we'll go to pattern A. So you'll see the pattern start changing automatically. You can also use mutes. And go. Some hats in there, and then morph. Bring some delay, reverb. Yes. Filtering. Wow, it's so different when you morph it. Some CV into there. Yes. And then we'll go to the variation. In the LFO. This is trippy. Oh yeah. Little bit of delay from maybe your phone. Yes. Select 7. Oh, smoking. Panning. Bringing it up. Variation. And then off. There's a lot you can do with this. We'll take another LFO out from it. It's a user 2. And remember, there's more assignable CV inputs with the X-Fire expansion. And you also have these touch sensors to add in triggers, but I don't really like how they work, so I'm not using them. But basically, you can see it light up if I bring my hand over it, and then that would add your triggers in. We'll clear some else. And I'll add some in. Just like that. Now we'll add some triggers in. Yes. Morph. Wow. There's a lot of craziness going on here. And we go to another pattern. Morph. Maybe a phone. Beat it up. C3. Yes. Brutal. Record some shots. Triplet shots. Normal 16,000. We'll go to master pitch. Yes. Top. 215. trippy. What the fuck is happening? Cubas. Oh my god. This thing sounds ridiculous. Slow down. Oh, some bass. More. Variation. Flame, fire, and Takt. So that was fun. I think the fire is very powerful, and it's only going to get better because they're definitely going to add more algorithms. There was already one added since I got it, which was Wavetable. I think it's a great competitor to the XLR, and there should be more like this. I like these all-in-one drum solutions because it makes patching up simple things like kicks and snares easy when you just need something fast. And I think there's a lot of depth in the synthesis engine as well as the other features relating to morphing and all, which the LXR has as well, but I think this one offers a different vibe on that that maybe I like even more, as well as the Takt. I think the main draw there is the variation, as well as the bonus 4 LFOs. For me personally, I like sequencers where you make deliberate choices by putting triggers in manually on a grid. Live playing them in is fun, and I do that too, but I like to then be able to edit after. I don't really vibe with the whole looper sequencer thing. I don't like it in the Pulsar, and I'm not such a fan of that approach here. Actually inputting stuff is easy. It's the whole editing after part which I don't jive with. So keeping that in mind, if you're gonna get this sequencer, you have to know that that's the right approach for you, because it is a different approach. And if it works for you, then it works for you. So samples of this jam are going to be up on my Patreon as always for you to use in your own productions. All these sounds you heard today you'll get to use. Some special announcements. There's a new release on my label Megastructure from Liza Aiken, an Italian-born, Berlin-based producer with a 4-track EP of banging techno, including a collaboration track that we did, the video of which is on my YouTube page already. The EP is called Workstat 18, and it's up for pre-order now, shipping February 2nd. Hope you check that out, as well as I've had 2 new releases out recently. My EP In Exile came out on Ancient Methods label Persephonic Sirens, and my album Dimensional Research came out with Erica Since. Both are still available. Links for that in the pinned comment video description. If you're interested in supporting me in other ways, there's going to be affiliate links in the pinned comment video description where you can buy a Fire or a Takt or any other piece of gear or object from various retailers, and anything you buy through there will give me a kickback, as well as there's going to be a link for DistroKid to distribute your music. And there's a new thing with Amazon. I've opened up an influencer shop there, and basically I selected cool things I like movies, video games, etc. And if you buy anything off those lists, I get a kickback from that. So if you're looking for new recommendations, that's a good place to go. I'm going to be adding more things as time goes on. As always, thanks for watching. Until next time, peace out.